Oh, I'm so glad I already got my season pass. That takes a while if you haven't got it yet, but if you got it, pretty much walk right in. Shuttles move real quick. They fill them up quick, they get them out, get the next ones in immediately to fill up with more people. This moves way quicker than Silver Dollar City. This is our first year doing 11 o'clock openings on the school days, although seen a lot of kids here. And this place is always packed, whether it's a school day or not. But you always hope that most people are here for the shows and just for the atmosphere. I'm going straight to Lightning Rod. Yep, I knew they were, I figured they were playing out here today. Holiday Wild Roots, they're always fun to watch. I've already done Lightning Rod 3 times using single rider line. I got row 2, 10, and row 1. It is riding stronger than last year. I'm just glad they are running 2 trains on it, so line moves better than it did last year. I don't know how it happened, but Lightning Rod is a station wait. It's basically a 1 to 2 train wait to get on. That is crazy. I don't know how that happened, but I've been taking advantage of that. I've done 10 rides in 2 hours, and in total 13 for the day. I've ridden in all 12 rows. It doesn't matter where you sit on this. Every row is great, but I still would prefer either front or back. And it has strengthened up a lot throughout the day. Like my early rides, I would have said that it was stronger than last year, but still not that incredibly strong. Yeah, it's getting up there now. I've been spending so much time riding Lightning Rod. Been in the park for 6 hours, and I haven't really made it out of that front section of the park yet. Going to shows and riding Lightning Rod. But the park is packed, yet ride lines are short from what I've been hearing. I heard even Firechaser Express is like a 5-minute wait. Yeah, this day looked like it was gonna be kind of crazy, but it turned out, as far as rides go, lines are short. I was marathoning Wild Eagle during the twilight hour. I think that's the best time to do Wild Eagle. I think that Wild Eagle is the best twilight ride in the park because of the views you get of the mountains while going up the lift hill. I got 6 rides in about 45 minutes on Wild Eagle. It's easy to do if you just don't go all the way around. In the level right below the station, you can just go right back up if there's no line.
I can't help
It's a long way to get to Dragonflyer from the entrance to Wildwood Grove.
We hope the spirit of the season rings out loud and clear and becomes part of your heart song forever.
Got a couple rides on Thunderhead. Night rides are always great. It is a very aggressive ride. It's not giving as good airtime as the past couple years that I've ridden it. So I'm not sure if it's just riding different today or what. So my final ride count today was 18. 5 night rides. Would have done more at night, but I was getting all the other rides done. I rode literally everything at night. Every roller coaster, including the kiddie coaster, just because I was able to walk right on as I was walking past it. I'm very happy to have Lightning Rod back to full strength. Last year when I was here, that was just an anomaly. It had just reopened, running 1 train. I think they had slowed it down. They probably had it back at full strength like the next week. I was very lucky that it was short lines. Early in the day, had a bit of a line. Still wasn't that bad, especially if you use single rider, but even in the regular line, it wasn't that bad. I think it was like 20, 25 minutes topped out at. And then just a station wait. They didn't even have the grouper on the second level. So yes, that meant we got to choose our own rows. Once the line got short enough, they stopped grouping us, just waved us on up. Then at the last part of the day, didn't even have grouper down there. So that just made it better, being able to pick our own rows. That always, to me, makes a difference. And in some situations, I understand you gotta assign seating, try to maximize your throughput, to keep the line moving as good as possible, but it does take away from the experience. So is Dollywood still my #1 park that I've ever been to? That is a resounding yes. There's no park I've been to that's better than this, and it's really not even close. I'd say Silver Dollar City is my #2 park, but it's a distant second. And you always got Santa here greeting us as we leave, as it's snowing.
I'm gonna wait till. Yeah.
Getting so many rides on Lightning Ride yesterday. I think I'm gonna head straight to the back of the park, do Firechaser Express before it gets a big line.
Re-entering the mine to get his boots. Alcohol whistle yet again. And well, sir, that was the last time anybody seen or heard from him. For Trackwork's legend in these parts.
Well, I've got a pretty long fuse. Ask anybody. Now that you mention it, looks like we've got a caller who wants to ask you a question. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
It's one of the best family coasters, if not the best family coaster. Probably only Haggard I would put ahead of it for family coasters. It has so much going for it. It does have airtime. It's got some good laterals. Even the launches are really good. They're somewhat forceful, by family coaster standards at least. If you're not worried about Lightning Rod going down, or you've already gotten a lot of rides on it, this is the ride to start off with, because I've gotten 5 rides in 30 minutes. And my 1,000th coaster ride of the year came on Firechaser Express. And this thing gets a long, long line for most of the day. Even yesterday, where there were no lines anywhere, this had 15 minutes, which is nothing, but still, that was easily the longest line in the park. So come here early. You can get a lot of laps on it, and it's worth getting a lot of laps. Got a great setting right up against the hillside. Fall colors are in. There goes the switch track. You can see the orange track over there for the new coaster for next year. So it's early November and they've got a lot of track work done. It's not completely done, of course, but they are making good progress. All behind Wildwood Grove. You can see groundwork being done. Markers in place, footers. So it looks like the coaster will ride right along this hillside here. And you got the best ride in the park right here. Black Bear Trail. And right at Dragonflyer's entrance, you can really see the track work.
Coming all the way over here, then. Can you see it? Coming over here.
So you got the track work, the supports for the next section of track. You see some lower to the ground track up over the wall. Right where Dragonflyer's entrance is, that's probably where the entrance to this new ride will be. At least that's my guess. The Thunderhead is riding much better today than yesterday. Still not quite to the strength of the past visits I've had here. So I'm not sure if it's still my second favorite in the park. I may bump Wild Eagle back up to my second favorite. Well, the sign says Thunderhead, but the announcement and all the ride-ops call it the Thunderhead, so I'm not sure what the name is.
Those who ride the Thunderhead will experience...
Yeah, you just heard it.
Always wanna chicken dance, dance with me. Just like Frosty the frozen chicken. Like the chicken wing, that's it! That's your chicken wing. Always got the chicken spirit, I see it. And there's more chicken papa, I see it. Just so glad y'all came this brilliant place.
Please sing it with us. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive the King. Let every heart prepare Him room.
Gotta give a huge compliment to Dollywood's operations. Even on these days where the lines aren't long, they are running at least two trains on everything that they possibly can. Now, Dragonflyer and the Kiddie Coaster can only run with one train, but everything else is running with at least two trains. You go to Silver Dollar City, you can only count on Time Traveler running with two trains. And sometimes they will with Powder Keg. But Wildfire and Outlaw Run, they will only run two trains on days that they are expecting it to be super, super busy. You will see one train ops on Wildfire and Outlaw Run on almost every day. But here, two trains every day, at least two trains on most things. Now, I love Silver Dollar City, but as far as roller coaster operations go, they are way, way, way behind Dollywood. This is the way it's supposed to be done here. Another thing that I was told here is that they will run the rides in the rain, if at all possible. There might be some rides that have different requirements, but like Wild Eagle, they plan to run it in the rain. That's just the way they do things, as long as it's not lightning. So tomorrow, the tropical storm will be here. Tropical Storm Nicole will be here. The outer edges of it, but it's supposed to rain all day because of that. But Wild Eagle will probably be running. So last night, I ended the night with 5 rides on Lightning Rod in the last 30 minutes or so, 35 minutes. And tonight, I ended the night with 11 night rides on Lightning Rod in the last almost 2 hours. And several of those were in the front row. I think maybe 6 of them were in the front row. I think I like the front better than the back, even better than row 11. Even though most coasters are better in the back, I think this is better in the front. 6 of those 11 were in the front row. 1 earlier, so 7 out of 13 were in the front row. It's nice to be able to pick our own rows. When the line is short, they let you do that. But when it's busy, there are row assignments. And yes, this is going to move way up my list. Although I already had a pretty high anyway. Anything in my top 20 is very high. So 31 rides in total on a Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get that on a weekend, probably. Unless you have Time Saver. Unlimited. And tomorrow's supposed to rain all day, so I'll do shows tomorrow. The shows were packed. It seemed like every show, every seat was filled. That's why I did rides today. And tomorrow, when it's raining, I'll do shows. I'm hoping that not as many people will show up in rain, even though a lot of the shows are indoors or under covers. Weather today and yesterday was just so perfect. So that's the key, especially with Dollywood. Just roll with whatever it is. If lines are super long, go to the shows. But it is sprinkling. Why this camera is not waterproof? Why do I have this out here and when it's sprinkling?